30, not married and no kids is not the fuck y'all think it is. Because guess what? Anybody can do that. Not everybody can get married. Not everybody can stay married. Because you have to do too many things to get married. You have to be selfless. You have to do things for other people, and people have to do things for you. And you got to match with somebody to even get into the realm of engagement. Now, being single, no problem with it. Being 30, not married, no problem. But it's not a flex. It's really not. All you have to do is worry about yourself and be selfish. That's how you achieve that.
I think we get so confused trying to determine what's a flex and what's not a flex. I think what's a flex to the person is what's a flex to that person. F larger society. But if you want to make it seem as if people taking time, right, with the divorce rate as what it is, people taking time to decide if they want to be married, I think that's a flex. I think a flex is when people are being more careful, more discerning, rather than saying, I'm jumping into a relationship because I was kind of told I was supposed to do this. I was told I should be desirous of marriage, but I've never sat down and evaluated for myself. Or sometimes people realizing, yeah, I'm too selfish to be with someone. I'm too selfish to raise a child, and I don't want to do that. Or people looking and saying, I don't want to bring a child into the world like this. For the way the world is, the way what the stakes are, they're saying, I don't want to do that. Right? That's not selfishness. That's thoughtfulness. That's someone taking their time to say, what makes sense for me. You We see sometimes where married couples will either, you get one or two things. And I don't want to say that. You get a couple different things. But one of the things that I'm not really a fan of is taking their sort of desires and their how they look at their life and projecting that outside to everyone else and saying, well, because this works for me, it should work for you. Well, we're not the same. We're not the same people. If you're giving advice to the masses, you have to also be understanding that people come with their different levels of trauma, different level of desire, what their outcomes in life look like. Projecting that onto others and making it seem like they should want what you have because we think we've been told and taught and indoctrinated that marriage is the goal, right? If you're not married, you're not successful. Once we put those things together, people chase that because they want to be known as success, but they don't know what it takes to make that marriage work. We don't have enough conversations about that, but we have too many conversations saying you should do this. Listen, before you continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Still doing two a day. If if you're just seeing this video now and you know you subscribe, thank you. You're an OG to the channel. I appreciate you. And shout out to the new people that have signed up, even as early as yesterday. But YouTube has a thing where it turns off your notification, so you don't, maybe just to not get you inundated with notifications. But we're still doing two a day, two videos, two shorts when applicable. So if you're wondering where the videos are, it's a notification bell. It turns it off. So periodically, go ahead and check. Even if you know you're good, check once in a while. And not just me, other creators as well. But again, we're going to continue with this sort of trend where people are trying to dictate where you should be in life, right? According to their own metric, according to the race they're running or they have ran. When people say, "Yo, I'm 30 and no kids," and that's a flex. They're looking at it not as in a way to put people down that have 30 and have kids and are married. People are just saying, in this world now where we're saying that dating is cooked, that marriages are half the marriages are failing, taking your time and saying, I am unburdened, right? This is the flex. This is what I believe people are trying to say. If I were to meet someone now that was ready to be with someone, I don't have extra, baggage to take into this relationship. I don't have kids that make things complex. I don't have multiple baby mamas or baby daddies that make things complex. I'm simply who I am, and that handbag of trauma is not a whole set of luggage. And not saying that children are trauma, right? Let's be clear, right? But it complicates things, and we all can understand when we're being honest with ourselves. Even it's complex. The schedule wise is complex. How those children will interact with the other part, proposed partner is complex. You can have a great relationship with a man, and when he introduces his kids to you, you're like, I can't do this, and that's a very real thing, right? One of the greatest things I learned as an adult is sometimes it does not work out despite your best efforts. When you're trying to mesh different lives together, sometimes things do not work out the way we would like, the way we envision, and it is okay. There's nothing wrong with understanding that sometimes, like Chinua, things fall apart. Those of you that like to read, it's no failing sort of on your end. It's just when you try to combine your life with someone else, and then someone else's, yeah, it's difficult. So when people say it's a flex, that's what they mean. They don't mean to show off that my life choices are better than yours, especially if you're off and happy, especially if you're off doing your own thing. Then shout out to you, congratulations. Like this gentleman is saying, the flex is being married because it's a selfless thing. Okay, no one's taking that away from you. You don't have to take away from everyone else. That it's easy just to do your own thing. That's how you get to be 30 and with no kids. Maybe, right? In the incel, femcel sort of sense, maybe. But in another real sense, it's simply discernment. It's simply saying, I'm not going to play around with something that's not good for me. I'm not going to take unnecessary risk for something that is not good for me, that could turn out to be a very detrimental thing, no matter how fun it seems like at the very moment. That's saying that, hey, maybe this is not where I want to be. So let me reposition myself. Let me take my time. Let me breathe. Let me see what's happening around. And more importantly, it's someone taking determination of where they want their life to look like, where they want their life to go, rather than saying that society, right? And we can understand how society does this in an indoctrination sort of sense. It tells you what you should want, it tells you where you should be, it tells you what a successful life looks like. If you can think about how many things you are currently, materialistic things, currently you're desirous of, and if you can try to trace back where these things started from, you may be surprised that a lot of them were never intrinsic. Did you ever desire a Porsche? No, you didn't know what it was growing up, right? You didn't know differently what it was for the most part. For people that are not really car enthusiasts, but it's a big push online. It's a big push on Instagram. Now you want one, right? Because the status attached to that. That's how you get the populace moving. I attach a certain status to getting married. And I say, this is what success looks like. And I push you in that direction. That's all I really need to do as a large society. I push you in that direction. You'll do the rest, right? You're your own jailer. You'll do the rest. So for people that are saying, let me take a breath, let me take a chance to see what is it that I'm actually desirous of myself. Right? And these are all the things that we push people to do in terms of going to therapy, in terms of journaling, in terms of doing the inner work. Understand who you are and what you desire of. Forget the noise, forget what everyone else is doing around you. So all your friends have kids and you don't. That doesn't make you less than them. That doesn't make you selfish. Sometimes it just simply makes you prudent. That makes you wise. It makes you patient. I'd rather that be the conversation than us trying to shame each other because of decisions we made when we made them. Hopefully we're making decisions that we think, is best for us. Hopefully he sat down, just like we're hoping everyone else sits down and says, what is it that I really want from life? If it is to be married, if it is to be with someone, then fine, so be it. Run that route. That is absolutely fine. But shaming others for their own decisions or for their lack of decisions mirroring yours, I think it's just foolhardy. I think it's wrong. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. We're not here to shame you for that. We breed a better conversation that way. If you see videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know what you think of those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to the sound of my voice right now, you have not subscribed. What are you doing? We're having a great conversation here. You should just join it, right? Join it. Not just like I'll hop in, see what's going on over there. I'll see you guys in the next one.